In the summer of 480 BC, the largest army the ancient world had ever assembled marched toward a narrow mountain pass on the coast of Greece. Ancient sources claim 2 million soldiers. Modern historians estimate 200 to 300,000. Xerxes I, the god king of Persia, led them. He had the full weight of the most powerful empire on earth. Waiting for them, 7,000 Greeks. Among them were the 300 Spartans. They held that pass for 3 days. By holding the pass, they did more than delay an army, they changed Western civilization. This is the beginning of the Battle of Thermopylae. To understand Thermopylae, you must first know its history. In 490 BC, Persia tried and failed to conquer Greece. At Marathon, outnumbered Athenians destroyed a Persian army on the beaches near Athens, humiliating King Darius I. He died before he could avenge it. Xerxes, Darius's son, inherited that shame. He was determined to finish what his father had started. For 4 years, he gathered his armies from 46 subject nations. His navy had over 1,200 warships. Engineers built 2 pontoon bridges across the Hellespont Strait. This let his army march from Asia into Europe. The Greeks knew he was coming, but they were divided. Many city-states had already submitted to Persia. They offered earth and water, the ancient sign of surrender. Athens and Sparta refused. Even among those who resisted, there was no agreement on where or how to fight. Leonidas I, the Spartan king, proposed the answer. He would hold the narrow pass at Thermopylae, the hot gates. There, Persia's numbers would not matter. Thermopylae was a tactical masterstroke if it could be held. At its narrowest point, the pass was barely 15 meters wide. Mountains rose steeply on the left. The sea lapped the cliffs on the right. In that corridor, Persian numbers meant nothing. Cavalry was useless. Flanking was impossible. Leonidas arrived with his 300 Spartan royal bodyguards. Around 6,700 allied Greek soldiers joined them, Thespians, Thebans, Phocians, and others. They rebuilt the old Phocian wall and waited. On August 17, 480 BC, Xerxes sent a final ultimatum: surrender your weapons and live. Leonidas's reply, recorded by Plutarch, was 2 Greek words: molon labe. Come and take them. Xerxes reportedly waited 4 days, certain the Greeks would flee. They did not. On the 5th day, he sent his first wave forward. Day 1. The Persians opened with their elite infantry, the Medes. Tens of thousands strong, they pushed into the pass and met the Greek phalanx, 8 ranks deep, overlapping shields, thrusting spears. The result was a slaughter. The Medes' shorter spears and lighter armor were no match for the longer Greek Doru spear and the bronze-faced Argive shield. Herodotus records that the Greeks fought in rotating shifts. Units cycled back to rest while fresh men stepped forward, maintaining the wall of bronze and iron without break. Xerxes reportedly rose from his throne 3 times in agitation, watching his men die. He sent his most feared troops, the 10,000 immortals, undefeated Persian infantry. They advanced. They were driven back. Day 2. The same story. Persian waves crashed against Greek discipline. The allied Greeks rotated units through the killing ground. Leonidas used a tactical feint. His men would appear to retreat, drawing the Persians deep into the pass. Then, they would wheel and cut them down from all sides. At the end of the 2nd day, Xerxes had lost thousands of his best men. The Greeks had lost almost no one. Then came betrayal. A local Greek man named Ephialtes betrayed them. His name became Greek for nightmare. He offered Xerxes inside knowledge. He knew a mountain path, the Anapaea track, that led behind the Greek position. For a promised reward, he led the Persians on the path. That night, 10,000 immortals began their march through the mountains. Day 3, before dawn. A scout told Leonidas the path had fallen. The Phocians scattered. By morning, Persians would be behind him. The Greek council met in the dark. Leonidas dismissed most of the allied contingents. He ordered them south to fight another day. The historical record is debated. About 1,400 men formed the rear guard, 300 Spartans and 700 Thespians who refused to leave. The Spartans were born for war, but the 700 Thespians beside them were farmers and tradesmen. Still, they refused to leave. They chose certain death over a life in chains. Leonidas had been told by the oracle either Sparta would fall or a Spartan king must die. He chose accordingly. When dawn broke, the Persians attacked from both sides. The Greeks advanced forward, away from the wall, into open ground. They fought their final battle on a small hill, their spears shattered, their shields broken, fighting with short swords, then with their bare hands. Leonidas fell in battle. The Persians, according to Herodotus, shot so many arrows that they blotted out the sun over the hill. The Spartans' response, attributed to the warrior Dienekes, "Good, we shall fight in the shade." By midday, every last man of the rear guard was dead. Thermopylae fell. Xerxes marched south and burned Athens to the ground. Its citizens had evacuated just in time. But Thermopylae bought the Greeks time. The Greek fleet, fighting simultaneously at the naval Battle of Artemisium, regrouped. Within weeks, at the Battle of Salamis, the Athenian admiral Themistocles lured the massive Persian fleet into the narrow straits near Athens and annihilated it. Without naval supply lines, Xerxes had no choice but to retreat. The following year, at the Battle of Plataea in 479 BC, the Persian land army was crushed. The invasion was over. Thermopylae did not stop Persia, but it gave Greece the time to find a way to stop Persia itself. At the site of the last stand, the Greeks erected a stone monument. Its epitaph, composed by the poet Simonides, read, "Go, tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here, obedient to their laws, we lie." The Battle of Thermopylae became something larger than a military engagement. It became a moral argument. It argued that outnumbered men, fighting for freedom on their own ground, could hold back the world's greatest empire. Not forever, but long enough. That argument echoed for 2,500 years. It inspired resistance movements from the American Revolution to the Finnish Winter War. It shaped the Western ideal of sacrifice, duty, and the defense of liberty against overwhelming force. It began with 300 men at a narrow pass, facing a vast army and not blinking. The Battle of Thermopylae, a defeat that won a civilization. If this story moved you, give it a like and subscribe this channel.